Grab your popcorners, builders. It's Brick Ratty up here with a double Breaking Bad Lego review with the Sjbricks custom Lego set and the Citizen Brick Chemistry Enthusiast. The packaging for the Chemistry Enthusiast is their pretty typical card-backed figure on that red coloring, has the name at the bottom, and on the back just has some write-outs about Citizen Brick. All these parts from this figure are pad printed just like Lego. Let's crack open this figure and get a look at him. And here is their Walter White or Heisenberg figure out of the box. Ends up being a pretty simple figure, but is pretty consistent with the other Citizen Brick Breaking Bad figures. Unfortunately, I didn't start collecting in time to get them, and they go for a very high price on the aftermarket. So unless they keep making figures like this one, I won't be able to get them. Comes with two accessories, one being a Brick Arms revolver, the other one being one of their 1x2 tiles with some cracks in it to be just like the blue crystal meth that is found in the show. The hat is also custom molded by Citizen Brick, but I can kind of see some pretty large molding marks on the sides of the hat, which is unfortunate. Maybe if I went through and I filed them down, it might make it better. Otherwise, it might just be a good option to rotate it a bit so it's at the side and a little less noticeable. Getting that hat off. I know for sure this piece has also been used for a couple different figures. I think with the Beastie Boy figures, but maybe some other ones, I'm not sure. But the hat just has those sunglasses and his iconic goatee. The dark red on the torso seems to be pretty solid, along with the white at the top of the collar. Has a nice just black jacket with those pocket lines and the little silver dots for the zipper. And on the legs, it just ends up having the belt printed on the front. On the back of the torso, just the generic crease lines. Just like the simple design that's in the show, this figure copies it almost perfectly and is very instantly recognizable as being Walter White. As someone that just went through and watched all of Breaking Bad again in the last couple of months, I really hope they make more figures so I can add them to my collection. This is a must-have and is still available on Citizen Brick for the time being, but it is getting lower in the numbers. If you're a fan of Breaking Bad, definitely get it. Let's get on to the custom set. The box for this Sjbricks custom set is amazing, with a very retro-inspired Lego box. This one, though, isn't held in with tape or anything, which is great, so you can open it and then keep the box after you're done. Looks like it's going to be a pretty simple build, but is very fitting for the era it's going for. This box, there's printing on all the different sides, it even has a fake barcode on the bottom. Little thank you from them, talking about how it's pad printed just like Lego uses and only uses Lego parts, isn't an actual Lego set. Has their website at the bottom, and I'm excited to pop this open. Looks like the figures are bagged separately, which is nice so they don't get scratched up. And all the parts are all together. Looks like there are no instructions included, but with the very limited amount of parts, I think I'll be able to put this together on my own. And with it put together, it creates a nice little scene that kind of represents Breaking Bad. But with its simple design, there's some ambiguity to it, honestly. Let's look at the figures, though. The first figure is their classic interpretation of Jesse Pinkman. Just like Walt, which you see in a bit, it is a very simple figure with just a little bit of printing on the front with the white and the zipper being a metallic silver. The head is just a generic frowny face, which is kind of disappointing to me. I wish it was a bit more distinctly Aaron Paul in some way with some stubble or something. But I guess you could just put on a different head onto the figure if you really wanted to. It does have a black Lego bandana piece, nothing on the back. And this one doesn't have any yellow at the top of the shirt underneath the jacket. So you could put on a flesh head onto this body if you wanted to. I get what they're going for with the classic look to make it seem like it fits in the 90s, but for me, I don't really prefer these types of figures. I like something that's a bit more modern and fits in with more different themes or environments. I do get the appeal of classic figures like these if it relates to a specific theme, like classic Star Wars, or like the 2008 Batman figures, but for something that isn't an actual Lego theme like this, I wish it looked a bit better and had, I don't know, just a bit more detail on it. But it's kind of a fun gimmick. Let's get on to Walt. And again, here is Walter White, or Heisenberg. having a goatee, a classic Lego smile, and some glasses. They're metallic silver and have some shine to them. Just like Jesse, he has a white print on the torso and a zipper that is also that same silver as his glasses. But there's a little bit of yellow at the top of the shirt, so you wouldn't really be able to put on a flesh head onto this one because the colors would clash, which is unfortunate. It is nice though that two different torsos are different, with the zippers being slightly different positions. So that's nice that they didn't just print two of the same torsos. It shows that they are putting in some effort. And again, it's just not exactly what I'm looking for in my collection. It's nice to have this as a gimmick, but it's not that great of a figure, honestly. If you didn't know that this was on a Breaking Bad figure, I don't really think this would really stand out to me as being Bryan Cranston. But again, you have them all together with that little build. Kind of works, but I think I would prefer the Citizen Brick style figures instead. Let's go on to the final comparison and final review. It's always fun to get characters made by different companies to see what their different styles look like and how they compare. Sjbricks has some really great designs, and I do really like a lot of their figures, but they went for that classic style, which isn't always my favorite. So I do think I have to side with Citizen Brick on this specific figure example. Obviously the designs aren't the exact same, but I'm glad to finally have a somewhat more detailed Walter White figure that's going to look great, and hopefully I can build a Breaking Bad collection. I'm going to be getting the Sjbricks Saul Goodman figure when that comes out, and I'm very excited to see how it looks in person. For the Sjbricks set, I was a lot more excited for this when I actually bought it, just because of the hype and maybe a bit of the FOMO around it. I think it's a fun concept, and maybe they'll do more characters and sets just like this, which would be cool. It is kind of disappointing though, they have some other Walt and Jesse figures that they've done in the past in the same sort of jumpsuits that they wear, and they have more detailed faces, and I really wish I could have gotten those versions instead of these ones. But just as a fan of Lego, it is kind of cool to get something like this with the classic style box, and it is kind of a nice display item. Unfortunately, the Sjbricks set is sold out and probably won't be restocked in any way. But if you can pick up this Citizen Brick Walter White figure, I would definitely go for it if you're a fan of Breaking Bad. If you want to see more videos on custom Lego, definitely check out all the ones on my channel. I've been Brick Raddiop, and I'll see you in the next video.